what's up everybody? Thanks for checking out our Mr. DiGG channel. We appreciate it. I'm going to show you a few more details of the bunker today in this video. We had a video in the past. It was one of the very first YouTube videos we ever did. I think we can do a little bit better job. And we can also answer some of your questions. Some of you are asking, like, what's underneath the floor in the bunker? How'd you do this? How'd you do that? So that'll be the purpose of today's video, just to show you in detail a little bit more how we DIY'd our own underground bunker. So here at our house, the land that we were dealing with before we started the project looked very similar to this here. We had like a 2-to-1 slope, and it goes all the way down to the pond you can see there. And so basically what we did, we just came in and we chopped into this bank about 15-16 feet, I think it was, because the diameter of our bunker shell, which is corrugated pipe, is 10 feet in diameter and it's 25 feet long. So basically we just carved into the hillside, lowered her down, and then covered it back up. We add a little bit of cement to the bottom to hold it and help secure it. Also help with water permeability. So that's how we got it in the side of the bank. So once we got the pipe in place and we brought our dirt, back and covered it over, then I came in and we put a retaining wall in front. These are the blocks that we make at the landfill, which there's actually a video on how we make these. So that's actually a good idea. If you want to see some other cool stuff about how we make a lot of products our own, hit subscribe, hit the little bell down there, and it'll let you know when we put more videos out. And so we put, I don't know, there's probably 30 or so down here. But that really gives us a lot of security on the front of the bunker. Obviously on the back of the bunker is just tons and tons of dirt, and eventually goes to our home. So don't have to worry about that side. I was a little bit worried about this side. So along with the retaining wall and several feet of dirt before you actually get to the bunker shelter, provides you a pretty good barrier of protection. So when we dug down into the bank, we hit a layer of clay, and water was not draining through that at all. So it was actually puddling up. This is before we put the pipe in the ground, I might add. So what we did was we came in and put a layer of rock, and we actually cut a ditch going across this section here out into the woods where it could drain. And I'm really glad we did that, because I think we would have had some leaking problems had we not. That water would sit on top of that clay and it would get around our structure, and water is going to take the path of least resistance. It would probably find some seams to come through. So drainage is super important, especially in our case here, given the geography. You definitely want a secure entry point to your bunker, because that is the only way in, and you want to make it as strong as possible. So what we did, I found this safe door online, ordered it, got it in. It's about 1,000 pounds is what this thing weighs. I think it's 4 inches thick. There's a layer of concrete in between two pieces of metal, and it's got quite a few of these bolts that come out of the door, if you can see here. So these pins here, they always stay out, but the ones that actually lock the door, of course, those have to go in and out. But pretty secure door. It's going to take a good bit to get through it. I do have a keypad, digital keypad entry for this thing. I've got it covered up right now because eventually we're going to disguise this entrance in some form. Not exactly sure what we're going to do there just yet, whether we're going to try to build a barbecue pit out here and have it behind a spice rack or something like that. But for now, it does its purpose. I guess I should add too, a lot of folks were like, hey, this is not going to protect you from a nuclear bomb. And you're right. But my original intent for this structure was just to keep my family safe in case a tornado came through or a really bad spring storms that we have. Our house is made out of metal and it's not very aerodynamic. So anytime a storm would come through, we'd have to find a room in interior of the house, or get under bed or in the bathtub, and it just didn't feel very secure or safe. So that was the original intent behind this structure. However, if there was a nuclear attack, we're coming down here and we're going to be safer, a lot safer than up above. So I guess You know, if you were to want to do the nuclear thing, you'd need a 90-degree turn coming in here, shower before you actually get into the shelter. But again, you know, this one just kind of evolved from a tornado shelter to a more of like a prepper bunker, if you will. So anyway, that's the door. And once you come on inside, so coming off of the main structure, which is the corrugated pipe, I had them add this section here. Forget the angle of this, but anyway, coming off the main structure, coming up at an angle so that we could put our steps, and then we took and welded this rectangular frame on the outside so that we could obviously put our door right there. So it's welded here where the corrugated goes to the square frame, and then it's bolted right here because we couldn't transport it with the angled section still on the pipe. So what they did was built me two flanges, one on the angled section and then one on the structure itself. So then we just bolted it together. There is a big rubber gasket around the whole thing so it doesn't leak, but that's kind of how we did that part there. And you do have to watch your head coming down here. I need to put some styrofoam or something on that because that'll get you. So we've got two bulkheads at either end of the pipe, and of course that's just really a fancy name for your wall. But in the bulkheads houses a 6-inch pipe that goes away from the shelter and then turns and goes up for our breather pipes, which we'll show you in a little bit. And we got a kind of a cool way to disguise those too. We'll have to show you here in just a bit. So I wanted this thing to be fully functional in case we had, you know, an uncle or somebody that came to visit. This thing turned into like a little apartment. There's a shower, there's a hot water heater, there's TV. You know, we plumbed the whole thing. It has this little septic tank out there. It's livable. It's a little small, but it's livable. The door going into the restroom, we just used plywood and a big piano hinge there. Kind of saves space. But everything's fully functional. The toilet, the shower. I just took and recessed the bathroom kind of down into the floor a little bit and laid some the heavy duty shower liner plastic down there, and did kind of a poor effort at tile work, but it serves its purpose. So that's your restroom. Put some little magnet closers there so it just stays shut. Got a little kitchen area, fully functional sink. And so this is a pretty cool little thing too. This is one of those Himalayan salt lamps, and it's real salt. So, you know, if you're down here for any amount of time and you needed some sodium or salt, you know, you can actually eat your lamp. That's pretty good. And so we've got a little mini stove there. It's got a little griddle cooktop on top of it. Coffee maker, convectional oven. Got a little fridge here and freezer, microwave. And just kind of tried to make it like a little house. We got some supplies down there. You know, just you gotta have hydrogen. This is when the kids get on your nerves. We got some food, rice, a lot of canned goods, medication, flashlights, mask, tape, just anything you could think of that you might need. I kind of, you know, as you're prepping, you got to think of every scenario. What are we going to need? You know, even if you go as far as think of, you know, hey, what's going to be the currency if, you know, crap really went down in the world? You know, medication is going to be big. Coffee, nicotine, cigarettes, alcohol, stuff like that people, you know, want and don't have access to is going to be, you know, a good form of currency. We do have a TV down here, little heater. Although you really don't need it this far underground, which we're like probably the bottom of the bunker, I'm going to say, is around 15 feet from the very surface. And so when you're down that deep and we have all of this insulation around of dirt, you know, it stays pretty constant. It's usually around 68, 69 year round. So even when it's freezing outside, it's warm down here, and vice versa. In July and August, when it's hot as crap outside, it's nice and cool down here. So that's one really good feature of having it underground is, you know, climate control is pretty much automatic. Like I said, we ran the antenna up one of the breather pipes so we can get some reception down here. Also, on that same coaxial cable, I have a splitter, so we have a CB that we can hook onto, and if we needed to maybe hear what's going on in the outside world or try to get in touch with somebody, we would have some, you know, it's not the best, but it's some form of radio transmission communication. Yeah, we just got more storage underneath the TV. Put in these little shelves here. Yeah, more medicine. And then a lot of stuff too to keep the kids busy. Coloring books, the Rubik's Cube, puzzles. I've got a ton of candles down here, those little tea lights. The one thing that we still have yet to do is get some alternative power down here, because right now we're dependent on just the outside grid. Love to do solar. Love to put solar panels up and put a battery bank under the floor. So then at that point, you know, we would be a lot more self-sufficient and prepared, just haven't done it yet. All right, so stole this from my mom. It's a really cool piece of artwork. It came from China. She got it from an estate sale. And I didn't know really what kind of door to put going into the master bedroom, if you will, or the only bedroom. But I think it looks really cool. And so the master bedroom is actually got a oceanfront view. So I bought this little sticker, mural sticker off the internet, and just kind of pasted that up there. You know, I kind of was trying to really play this thing out in my head. You know, if you had to stay down here for weeks or maybe even months, I think little things like this would probably help everybody's mood. And when your whole family's down here in this small of containment, I think you probably want to try to help everybody's mood as much as possible so you don't kill one another. So we did the little clouds on the ceiling, obviously the mural. Didn't have a lot of room to, you know, put a entire bed frame. So we've just got box springs and a mattress. And I used a lot of beanbag stuff. So this one, I've got two of these down here. You could actually just chunk these on the floor and use them as single beds. Got some mats here that you could, you know, lay out to make even more room for folks to lay and sleep. Little rocking chair. And this fan is actually hooks to that big white thing down there is a charcoal filter. So if there were some contaminants on the outside and you needed clean air, you just slap that puppy on there, turn it on, and the charcoal will filter out, hopefully, all of the contaminants, or at least most of them. So that's kind of your master bedroom. I've got a hammock up here. Just did LED lights, low profile LED lights, kind of save some headroom. You've got, let's see, 7 feet from floor to the very center of the bunker, which gives you 3 feet of storage, which is what we're going to show you right now. To access under the floor, I cut 3 rectangular squares in the actual hardwood floor and subfloor. I did that so that you don't have to crawl around a whole lot while you're down there looking for whatever you need. The shower end of the bunker, of course, has got all the plumbing. Hardly have to ever access that hatch. The center one, however, has all of our ammo, our guns, it has our food, water, you know, the stuff you're going to need to get to probably the quickest. And then the third, back by the bedroom, is sheets, blankets, some extra clothing, hot water heater, you know, more along the clothing and like blanket side. So anyway, I disguised them pretty good, I think. I've got these inset little handles here. And so they just kind of pull up. I just prop that up like that. So once your hatch is open, then you come down here, turn your lights on, and you have got everything that you may need. Now, hopefully, we don't need this, but we're preppers, so we have it just in case. Got that. We have got all of our ammo down here in these cases. We've got, I don't know how many of these cases, but enough to last a long, long, long time. And we also went one step further because in the wintertime when it rains a whole lot, it does have condensation in this bunker. So can't really show it to you because it's behind the panel, but I installed a dehumidifier just for those times. It's not really bad, but you know, moisture, it could cause mold or your ammo to go to bad or what have you. So I went ahead and put it in. But anyway, all of our ammo is inside vacuum sealed packages and then inside of the containers there. So we've got a couple firearms down here. Also got all of our food down here. Oh, it's heavy. So we've got a good many of these buckets. These are your MREs, meals ready to eat. And all you do is add water and you've got food. So our water, I've got, I don't know how many gallons, but I feel better having all the water, you know, in individual packets. That way, if it does get, you know, if you had a big container and it got contaminated, all your drinking water screwed. So at least I feel a little bit better in this form having individual packets of water. And you know, this will be the most important thing while you're down here is water. So we've got a ton of that all stored in you know, its own containers. Got some more medicine down here. We got a ditch bag, a lot of stuff in it. Medical kit, pistol, ammo, just in case whatever happened and you needed to get out of here and get out of here quick. You just grab that, throw it on your back, and you at least have your emergency essentials. So that stays down here all the time. Again, I told you, you know, down that end is all the blankets, clothing. Behind you is all the plumbing. But you got a ton of storage down here. I eventually want to come in here and put shelving so that I can get a little bit more organized. But for now, you know, it serves its purpose. But a ton of storage down here. Again, you've got 3 feet right here, and then you know, plenty on the left and the right of that. So that's under the floor of the bunker. Now let's go up above. I'll show you the breather pipes and also how we've additionally secured the top of the bunker. It's pretty cool. Come on, let's go check it out. We've got a pretty cool disguise on top of our bunker now. So in other videos that you might have seen, we've got a greenhouse here, and now we're building an aviary for the birds. The aviary has a 6-inch concrete floor that is covering not entirely the top of the bunker, but 80% of it, which is going to help us just with, you know, protection from the top. We're able to use the aviary to disguise our breather pipes. Let me show you how we did that. We can go around to the back and get a better shot. So we extended the bunker pipe, or breather pipe, up another 10 feet, and it's inside the aviary. So what we're going to do, you can see here, because we haven't ran the wire around here yet. What we're going to do, let me hop in there and show you. What we're going to do is weld some fake branches off of this thing. So that'll help disguise the breather as well as give the birds somewhere to perch. But this is the pad that's, the bunker's 10 feet below us. So this will definitely help give some additional protection. Also, I kind of wanted to get all the water, you know, that was possible to seep down towards the bunker. Kind of wanted to divert that. So we've got a drain here that will divert all the water that would normally, you know, saturate, go through the ground down towards the bunker, now is deflected away. So I still want to extend this breather pipe, but this is basically what they look like. It's 6-inch tubing, super thick. This is the antenna that I ran out for the TV and also for the communication. And so I've got a screen welded up in here to, you know, keep any insects or rodents, anything that may try to climb up and go in. That protects us there. But definitely do want to get this up and out of harm's reach, and then we'll disguise this too in some fashion. All right, so we hope you guys enjoyed our video today. If you have any other questions, just leave it in the comment box below. Even if it's not a question, just leave a comment. Yeah, we love to get them, and we reply to every single one. If you want to, hit the subscribe and like down there. We've got a lot of other videos we're trying to roll out, you know, on a pretty consistent basis. The next one's going to be on this aviary that hopefully will be complete by the next time that we do our video. So anyway, thank you guys, we appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.